Really?
And that was the news at 8 o'clock from Trevor McDonald.
Welcome to Westminster, and also welcome to the London Eye in the background.
Oh yes.
So we're going to have a walk about Westminster right now, and we're going to see if we can do some paranormal, see if we can bring back some dodgy prime ministers and even some good ones for a little bit of a chat. So come with us on this journey around spectacular Westminster. That was Big Ben chiming out. It's the view of the Thames from Westminster Bridge. Westminster, obviously there where at the moment Keir Starmer is the Prime Minister. Unfortunately, Boris is not in there anymore. But I dare say he will make some comeback pretty soon. Now that Trump's over on the seat in America, I think that Boris needs to get back on the seat over here, and that's what I think. That's the Westminster karaoke you can hear there in the background. After hours, they all get up singing and dancing to their favourite songs. Alright Andy, so we're going to head round to the back of Westminster and start running some paranormal equipment. There's a couple of Red London buses coming up, people who like to see them. Maybe you've not seen them before. I'll show you that in a minute. They're just at the lights right now. When they come through the lights, we'll film the London, traditional Red London buses for you. Big band. And at midnight on New Year's Eve, we have all fireworks going up at the back of that clock there. Okay, so we got some London buses coming. The famous Red London bus. Iconic Red London buses. Another one coming. So I think the Red London bus, the black taxi, and the Westminster, and the red telephone box and the red pillar box, and of course Andy, are the things that make Britain and London so famous. Something's intriguing you. It can't possibly be Keir Starmer making a speech. Don't tell me you're intrigued by him. Do you know what he did? Do you want me to tell you what he did? He has taken all of the portraits down at number 10. Number 10, by the way, guys, is just up there behind those traffic lights you go through, and it's to the left. But we're not going to pay him a visit. He's taken all the portraits down at number 10. He's taken down William Shakespeare. He's taken down Sir Francis Drake. He's taken down Walsingham. He's taken down Sir Walter Raleigh. He's taken down Margaret Thatcher. And he's probably taken down a few other things. So, what do you think to that then?
He's paranoid. That's what the guy's paranoid.
It's got to be something like that, hasn't it? Why would you take people... The only reason you destroy people's pictures is because you don't want those people looking at you or judging you.
No, that's what it is.
That's what it is, isn't it?
That's what it is.
Complete paranoia. 100% total and utter. Destroy pictures, paranoid. Destroy pictures, get your head sorted out. Seriously, this money's running out of country. That's why the siren's going off and everything's just complete bullshit right now. However, the man knows how to decorate a Christmas tree, I'll give him that.
Come out, come out.
I doubt very much he's decorated that tree. He wouldn't spend that kind of money on that lighting, would he?
Oh no. I don't know the amount of money he's collecting off everybody else.
Well, then again, we've paid for that Christmas tree, so we ought to stand here and admire it.
And we've paid for this.
We paid for everything.
All I'll say is, Guy Fawkes was right.
Guy Fawkes was absolutely right when it comes to this guy. Bring back Boris. Come back, that's what we need. We need someone with a bit of clout, someone with a bit of backbone, someone who's going to run the country with a bit of force.
Do you know what
and a bit of humour, you know?
Do you know, as they say, no matter who you vote for, the government always wins.
Well, they do. This is the problem, innit?
You see, we go through this, we go and we vote for one party and we vote for another party, and whoever we vote for, they all let us down in the end. So there needs to be a system where
there's no Prime Minister at all. That'll be a good system.
Where we're in charge of it. where the public are in charge of it.
Is this going to be the
And it-
beginning of the Peasants' Revolt,
No,
2024?
what I'm saying is there should be more, instead of one central area of people who allegedly vote. What about the people who don't vote, who never vote, who won't
never
vote?
voted.
I've never ever voted.
never been, I can't remember when.
I've never ever voted in my life, and then you get the people who go, well, if you didn't vote, then don't moan about it. No, I'll vote when somebody actually comes up to me, some MP or some politician comes up to me and actually asks for my vote. I may do that if I trust them, and I don't trust anybody whose desire in life and whose aim in life is to be a politician. That should get rid of you in the line in the first place. I'm on one now.
Right, having said all of that, we should cross over to Parliament Square where there's some statues of some previous politicians,
Yeah.
and let's see if we can bring anybody forward with half a brain. Half of one, doesn't have to be a full one, half a brain, and some paranormal know-how to get through and talk to us. So we'll just give you a quick shot of Westminster from the back. That's the back entrance, that's where they all sneak in and out, unknown.
Sneak is the word.
And that's the back of Big Ben, who's once again happily gonging away now. He was shut down for a few years for renovations. Parliament Square with the flags flying there, and at the back of that is Westminster Abbey, which we went in there today. But once again, we're not allowed to film inside these British buildings for security purposes, so we can only get to do what we're doing on the outside. But we do like to give you a good view and a good shot, you know, of that. Looks spooky with the black trees in front of it. But Westminster was a palace originally. But this is all quite new, really. This is about a couple of 100 years old.
I've got a few.
What did it say? Have you?
Forgive my sins, others are scared. Acceptance.
So somebody's admitting that
It's
they
me making
botched up
sounds.
when they were on these parliamentary
Guidance.
seats. Come on, we can cross over right now. All right, we're going to take you to Parliament Square.
You are a gift.
We're going to have a look around some of these
Poltergeist.
statues of previous prime ministers who've
Poltergeist.
poltergeist. It doesn't say poltergeist. Surely it doesn't say.
Poltergeist.
Does it say poltergeist?
Poltergeist.
Does it say poltergeist? Are you winding us up?
No, it says poltergeist.
Well, you know he was interested in the paranormal, don't you? This man here. This man, Sir Winston Churchill, was a big believer in the paranormal, and he was also an excellent first-class painter as well, an artist. So, now is your chance, Mr. Churchill, to come through and say hello to some of your fellow paranormal investigators. People are laying flowers at his feet, which is good to see. We're going to walk around Parliament Square because the statues of former Prime Ministers are here. And we'll finish off at the Abbey and we'll see if we can get any of these famous names to come through. If anybody from Westminster wants to come through and talk to us about your life, your career. Mabel.
Mabel.
No, if that would have been Margaret, I'd have been well impressed
Mabel,
with that.
you came back. I came
Is somebody having a fling with Mabel? What was Winston Churchill's wife called?
back. Do you know, I don't know.
If that was Margaret, that would have been awesome. Mabel's no use. There was never a Prime Minister called Mabel.
Yeah, so then
So there's all different Prime Ministers in all different postures from the past. If any of you would like to come through and speak with us, now is the time for you to do that. Who's these? Is there a name on it? Trying to get you a good view of the Westminster from the back end.
Yeah, Lloyd George. If I remember.
Lloyd George. He's Lloyd George.
Lloyd George, I think he was a bit of a wild one. He was.
But he looks a bit wild by his posture, doesn't he? His coat's all flapping away at the back there.
Yeah, from times he wasn't the only thing that was flopping away apart from what I've heard.
Seriously? Well, ain't that all politicians? I mean, the majority of them anyway.
He was well known for it. He was, if I remember, and I don't hope I'm not sued, but he was a bit of a wild one.
Was he really?
He was a laid back people. Supposedly he was well liked at the time.
Yeah.
He was well liked.
Alright, let's go to the next one in the... who's this? Who's this fellow? He's wearing like military stuff, was he? What year did it say era? 1870?
Young Christian Smith.
Oh, okay. We'll just go by them all one by one. That's Westminster Abbey in the background over there.
Some of these are big politicians and some of these are like sort of war heroes.
Yeah.
Young Christian Smuts might have been somebody like, you know, the Polish or Czech resistance or something like that during the war.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we walk down that avenue
like,
there?
That looks like that's
Palmerston, Viscount Palmerston. Let's just go down, look at this. There's some ladies down here too. Suffragettes. Is that Robert Peel? He's got a beard. Robert Peel didn't have a beard. Derby. Someone called Derby. Did you get something through on that then?
Thanks and throw.
Thanks.
Yeah, and throw.
Throw? Are you going to throw something at us?
Derby. You know Derby?
Please, if you can throw something at us, that would be really good.
I think this will be one.
Then we would definitely know that you were here if you threw something.
I think this might be, I think this will be American coast.
Yeah, probably.
I would imagine.
We'll just show you guys the back of Westminster there. And once again in the background there we've got the Shard. If you watched the Tower of London shoot, we were showing you the Shard sparkling in all the different colours. So we can still see the Shard from here. That's down near the Tower of London. And we're up now at Westminster, the other end.
Have a lot of respect.
Go on.
Do you hear us? No, it's Millicent Garrett Fawcett. She must have been one of the main ones.
I think she was the one that Eleanor Bonham Carter played the part of in the film.
The sort of big leader of it all.
Yeah, I think she was she the one who threw herself under the horses?
No. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for them because that's what you call they struggled and they got through the war and they went through so much. I mean, the horrific conditions.
What was that message?
We don't mean harm.
So have we got any suffragette ladies here, please, would like to come through where the statue is and talk to us?
Total respect for you because what you went through when you were actually arrested and imprisoned was horrendous. When you went on hunger strike, you were force-fed.
Really?
You were treated absolutely disgraceful. And the lengths you went to, and you peaceful protest as well.
Well, it said that we don't mean any harm, didn't it?
Peacefully protesting, you know, and you think, but senses. Well, we feel you will let us know that you're here. But yeah, I mean, a lot of respect for women like that because
yeah, definitely.
a lot of women today need to be showing a lot more respect to these women because
yeah, definitely.
If it hadn't have been for them, a lot of women wouldn't have had the lives they are now. They wouldn't have been paid like they are now. They wouldn't have been probably. I think women are more equal to men nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, in a lot of, in working ways, but in life ways, I still think there are men who treat women as. I need to make peace. You don't need to make peace with us. You don't need to make peace with us. But I still think there are men who treat women as second-class citizens. But
it all depends on the person, really, doesn't it?
On the intellect, and if you know.
You can't say men as a whole. It's just like individuals, isn't it?
I'm just saying. There
are individuals.
There are still a lot of men who think a woman's place is in the home.
Yeah, there are a lot of individuals that do have that kind of rule going on, but it all depends on the person, doesn't it, really, and who they are. Let's have a look up here and see some of these male prime ministers. The only two female prime ministers we had here was Margaret Thatcher in the 80s, and then Theresa May in the sort of last kind of 20 years. Right now we've had a very restless period of prime ministers, because once Boris got kicked out, you know, we had Rishi Sunak took over for a while, and then we also had Liz Truss for a couple of weeks, and then she got left for one reason or another. And then now we've got Keir Starmer from the opposing side, Labour. Who's this? Is it Nelson Mandela?
That's Gandhi.
Or is it Gandhi?
That's Gandhi.
It's a bit hard to tell because it's pitch black in it right now, and they're very dark, the statues.
But he was the one who peaceful protests. You know, and you think you don't need to be kicking off, because when you're scrapping and fighting.
You mean like that taxi driver that's protested against?
I know.
Some pedestrian being a pillock in the road.
I'm talking about peaceful protest.
Yeah.
At this moment in time,
that is one.
I would like to put that steering wheel somewhere. And I'm so terribly sorry about that. And you probably think the same, because you're an intellectual man.
And that's the reply. Right. So we're talking about peaceful protesting between persons, right? And we got two taxi drivers kicking off big time there on the road.
Yeah.
That just shows you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There ain't no such thing in London now as peaceful protest anymore.
No, but yeah, he was. I think he was educated in England, and then he went back to. I think.
Did you watch the movie Gandhi?
I watched the film Gandhi.
Did you watch? I didn't see that. It's long enough.
Basically, he was the one who got India back for the Indian people. Got rid of the British colonial empire. And he did it peacefully. He peaceful protest. He went on hunger strike. Something like that. Yeah, I mean.
So that's Gandhi. Is there a Nelson Mandela one here, or have they not done one yet?
Yeah, there is.
There is one. Is it here, or is it somewhere else? Probably. Yeah. Is this it? Yeah, I thought they would have put. Is that him? I don't. That doesn't. No, he's here. He's here at the end. This is Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, we'll film him in a minute, because some other people are filming him right now. Who's this person amongst the palms here? Go and have a read. And if any of these people would like to come through Spirit Talker and speak to Andy and I, we'd be very happy to hear from you.
It says Peel, so I presume it was
Robert Peel.
Yeah, probably Robert Peel.
So Robert Peel was actually from Berryway.
I think he was, because he started the police force.
He was from somewhere not far from Bolton and Bury, because when we take that steam train up, we go past his monument, the Peel monument.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Berryway he came from.
Well, Nelson Mandela.
This is Nelson Mandela. Let's just film the statue first, and then you can. This is Nelson Mandela. It's a really good statue, that, actually. I can remember him looking exactly like that.
He spent all them years and years in prison because he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
And then he came back and he wiped out apartheid.
Yeah, he did.
You know,
He's
for anybody who doesn't
guy.
know, for a lot of the younger ones today, they will not know about South Africa and apartheid, the apartheid system and the apartheid government. Basically, it was that whites and blacks, the black people in South Africa couldn't vote, they had no power whatsoever, they weren't allowed to mix with white people. If you were a black and white parents, I don't know what word I can use for it now, because I'm not sure whether it's offensive to somebody. You were classed as even second class. So basically, in South Africa, you weren't allowed to take part in sport with white people. You were basically a second class. There's even signs up, and it will say, go back to that period of time, sort of 70s, before Nelson Mandela's party got into power. You Google it, there's signs up that says like Afrikaans only, you know.
Yeah.
Which, and there's still a lot of this still goes on today. It is still going on. There's certain areas of that where you've got places where it's like big cities.
Satanic.
Yeah, that's quite. I didn't expect that one here. Satanic outside Westminster.
Outside of Westminster.
But then again, saying that.
It goes back a long time though, doesn't it, Westminster? I mean, alright, that's not the original building. I think Christopher Wren designed this.
Yeah.
But before that, there was a palace here, Westminster.
Yeah.
And all of where we're stood right now used to be the lawyers.
Yeah.
What was the lawyers' area called? There was a
Temple.
Lincoln Fields.
Lincoln Field.
It was all around this, all the way up to from here to Holborn. Lincoln Fields was where all the lawyers lived and worked.
But saying that, Satanic, all what's gone on with the leader of this Westminster Abbey, the Archbishop of Canterbury,
who's
just
of course.
resigned
over
certain things that have gone on. People could say that's the devil's work.
Well, yeah, because he knew, didn't he, that the other fellow was abusing kids, and he's let it go on all this time. He's never flagged up.
A lot of them knew all about it at the top of the church, knew all about it, and basically chose to do nothing about
Ignore it.
or pretend it wasn't happening.
And the rule is you
rather
flag it
than
up,
deal
don't
with
you?
it.
If a
Deal
kid's in
with it.
danger. Well, I mean, me and you have done counselling and support and all that. The first
don't
thing you do if
ignore
you
it.
think a kid is in danger is flag it up in it straight away. So what the hell? How is an Archbishop of Canterbury not able to do that?
I did not believe in this.
What did you not believe in? Who are we speaking to, please?
Who are we speaking
Can
to?
we have some names?
Can we have some names?
When them lights go to red, we'll go over there to the Abbey. I was just waiting for the lights to turn. Yeah, so some of the history on
You didn't
Westminster
believe in this, did you?
as a building.
What did you not believe
we
in?
go back to Edward IV, if that's Richard III's brother. His wife and children were in danger. When he was away, his wife and children were in danger, so they came down to Westminster Palace and they hid out in the cellars, and they were brought by boat and they hid out in the cellars, and they stayed for weeks and weeks and weeks on end until they were safe, and then they came back out. There was also a palace across the river at Lambeth, and they kind of went between Westminster and Lambeth palaces. That's where they lived between, and this is Edward IV when he was in reign, Richard III's brother. They had a brother called George. And so there is a lot of history relating to this Westminster.
Yeah.
Have we got the lights to cross over yet? We're going to cross when we can and get to the Abbey, and then we'll do a little stuff around there, because in the Abbey we've got Poets Corner. A lot of famous people. They're not all buried there, but they have got like tablets with them. Right, so we're going to cross over now. We're going to take you to Westminster Abbey, and we'll have a walk about there and see if we can bring forward any of these famous writers, playwrights, novelists, musicians that have been listed. And some are actually, like Charles Dickens is buried here. There are a couple buried here, but a lot of them are buried elsewhere, but I've got the names just put on tablets to represent, commemorate their life's work. So this is the Abbey. This is Westminster Abbey. So this is where Prince William got married to Catherine. And this is where her Queen Elizabeth II had her funeral. And more recently, this is where our King Charles III just got crowned. It all happened here. This is also where Charles married Camilla. When Charles married Diana, he actually married her at St Paul's Cathedral. I'll show you some of the really nice Christmas lights as we go up to the Abbey. We're not able to get up close to it really, because they do obviously they keep people out at night time. People like me and Andy who like to get in and try and talk to the dead. So we'll talk to the dead from here. Are there any people buried in this Westminster Abbey who would like to come forward and talk to us, please? Would you like to tell us your story? Perhaps tell us who you are? We'll go to the top because there's a bit of a square in that we can get away from this traffic. So inside there we've got the grave, the tomb of Queen Elizabeth I, and she's buried right beside her sister, Queen Mary. We've also got the tomb of Mary, Queen of Scots, her cousin, and her husband, who were the parents of James I. Now, that particular piece of history, Elizabeth had her cousin, Mary, Queen of Scots, locked up for 25 years. Didn't want to execute her, just kept her locked up, didn't want to execute her. But Elizabeth's spies found out that Mary was plotting and planning to overthrow her off the throne and take over and change the country under her rule. So Elizabeth then decided, and Elizabeth actually broke down and sobbed when she signed the death warrant for her cousin, and she said, I have to have her executed because she is a threat to me and my throne. So she had her executed, and now she's buried in here with her husband. Now her husband, who was James I's father, he was killed in a bomb blast outside of Edinburgh, but it was purpose done. You know, they wanted rid of him because he wasn't doing his job, shall we say, and he was just generally partying and going with men and going with women and enjoying himself and not really being the Queen's husband. So the people took it into their own hands and planted a bomb and blew the side out of where he was living and killed him. So he's also buried in here. Andy's running some paranormal equipment now to see if we can get anything through. Anybody who's buried in this abbey, anybody at all who might be able to come through and say anything about their life. I think that's a war memorial, but it's a huge place. It's a bit hard to film through the bars. I'll come back out and film it up. So this is Westminster Abbey. This is the famous abbey where all the royal family have everything, all the coronations and marriages here. Have you had any messages through yet?
You are resilient. Use camera. It's not all bad. Recognise.
Use camera?
Recognise.
I'm thinking we might be better on that side because it's all cordoned off this and I'm not sure we're supposed to be in here, to be fair. Last thing we want to do is get kicked out by security in it here. Someone's going to come and throw us out in a minute. I could just feel it. It won't be the first time we've been thrown out of places. It might be the first time we're captured on camera though. It's just with it being cordoned off here, I don't think we're allowed. Are we allowed through there? Because of all these cage things here, and I'm not sure we're supposed to be that close. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to risk. Yeah, I know, but it is London after all. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want to risk it in case we're not meant, because it's all cordoned off. It's not like getting into an abandoned building. It's Westminster Abbey. But it is open here, though, isn't it? Do you think we're okay to go in here then if it's open? We nearly had the flipping Bob squad on us further up. Alright, fair enough then. Yeah, because, so what happened? We just finished filming up at, the tower. And we were stood by the Thames. And we was telling the story about when Andy's dad was there and he lit the match and he threw it and nearly caused an explosion, and the next minute about 20 police turned up and motorbikes and all that, and the army with huge guns turned up, and we were like, my god, we were only telling a funny story. But they were going into the Tower of London for something, so they must be preparing for something tomorrow, some big ceremony or something. Alright, so Andy's got a... What equipment are you running now? There he goes, Master of the Darkness. Never tells us what he's actually doing and just skulks off and gets on with it. Master of Darkness, Andy. Okay, so we are in. I don't know whether we're allowed to be in here or not, but we're in anyway. At least we can say we've been kicked out of the Westminster Abbey. If we do get thrown out, that is. I mean, if it's the same scenario as Rome, where we were filming government buildings and it got axed, it wasn't allowed, then possibly that might happen and we might not be able to put this on, but we'll see. It's an abbey, it's not really a government building, so I don't see why not, really. Alright, Andy, are we doing any asking out and stuff? Are there any spirit people connected to this abbey who would like to come through and talk to us? Please talk to Andy, he's got the equipment set up and ready. At least I think he has. So yeah, inside there's all the tombs of various kings and queens. Queen Elizabeth I, Queen Mary, Mary Queen of Scots. Henry isn't buried here, Henry's actually buried, Henry VIII is buried at Hampton Court. Henry VII and Henry V are buried here, but Henry VIII is buried at Hampton Court, along with Jane Seymour. Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard are buried at the Tower of London in the chapel, side by side. Catherine of Aragon is buried at Peterborough in Kent because we visited that earlier on in summer. We've actually put that on as a separate shoot. So the Christmas lights are really, they're everywhere now because of it's December, so the beginning of December they started to light everything up now. The light tour is pretty spectacular here. The open top bus light tour, it takes about 3 hours, but they take you everywhere on it. Alright, so are we running some equipment? Do we have anybody buried at the Abbey who would like to come forward and talk to us, please? Any writers, any poets, any musicians? Charles Dickens, are you here? You were big on the occult. You had your own ghost investigation team. That's why you wrote Scrooge. Why don't you come forward? You were so big on paranormal communication in your day. When you come forward and be the first literary ghost to speak to me and Andy. But Charles Dickens actually had a ghost investigation group back in the day, in the 1850s. Charles Dickens, are you present with us? Would you like to come forward and make yourself known? We know you're... James. James, not James the First.
I think James.
Your friend.
James something.
James Stewart.
It could have been, you know.
And what was that then? Something about proof?
Yeah, it could have been, you know.
Well, he might have said James Stewart, that it was one of the Stewarts.
Torture.
Yeah. Well, he was involved in torturing witches, weren't he? In trials and torturing Guy Fawkes.
Can you say that again?
I'm sure this camera's gone blurred. I'm sure it's gone blurred. I'm sure it's not my eyes. You ate a big ball. Something big ball?
Something involved.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about that cannonball that smashed through the tower that killed James I's father.
Can you say that again? Too messy.
Too messy? Who are we talking to, please?
What was too messy?
I could feel a black hooded figure. No, just not see it, but feel it. I could feel a black hooded figure, like in that area there at the front near the door, around that bit there. Now that at the back is a door. It's not a hooded figure, but I'm feeling the presence of a hooded figure.
The boys lying swears we were involved.
Really? Well, it could be anything. It could be the gunpowder plot, couldn't it? It could be the gunpowder plot. That's Westminster at the back, what they tried to blow up, Guy Fawkes. Which Anne, who are you? What? Give us your title.
Tell us who you are.
Holy Wall? That said Holy Wall, didn't it?
Can you tell us who you are? And change something.
Really?
And change something. It said and change something. Sounded like forever.
Really?
Who are you?
Hell. Maybe they're talking about they felt like they were in hell. Maybe they were incarcerated.
Who are you? What were these dates at?
Right.
Late.
Late.
What do you mean by late? Who was late? Who was late?
Yeah, but late also means passed away, doesn't it, Dad? The late Queen, the late King. Light. Are you going to show us an orb? Are you going to show us a hooded figure?
Show yourself.
Notebooks. Maybe there's some scrolls hidden away here that haven't been found yet or something. Are there some hidden scrolls?
What was Isaac Newton?
Isaac Newton, yeah, his grave's in there.
Yeah. Jessica. Isaac Newton was allegedly, supposedly, down as one of the Grand Masters of the Priory of Science.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, are we talking to Isaac Newton?
Doubtful.
Doubtful. So we're not, obviously, he's really big figure, isn't he? He's not going to come through, I doubt it. Who are we talking to then, please?
Who are we talking to? If we are talking to you, then it's pretty well choking.
Who's choking?
Who was choking? Why? What happened? What happened? Was it an accident?
Can you give us your name, please, then we know exactly who we're talking to here, because so many famous people are buried in there. Famous historical people are buried in there.
Are you a religious person? Are you a religious person?
No, is it gone quiet now?
After choking. You just phone me, I'm going to try something.
Yeah.
Lots of this person.
Yeah, we might get thrown out.
I just want to see. if I get any kind of reaction.
Okay. I think this is just a person walking past. I don't think it's security or anything like that. Alright, do you want me to follow you? Yeah.
I'm just going to see whether I get a reaction.
Alright, yeah, go on. I think I'm just chanting some kind of ritual. What? What's going on?
I got a reaction.
What reaction?
I've definitely got a reaction.
Go on, so what did you do?
Somebody stabbed me like this.
In the leg? What was you doing exactly?
I was saying part of a ritual.
Right, okay, and what happened?
I got exactly the reaction. It's like somebody
In the leg?
Like somebody stuck something in me like that.
Right, so we need to check that.
Straight away as soon as I
Can you get your trouser leg up, or do we have to wait until we've got back?
Got the reaction I wanted anyway.
Well, this is what you do, innit? You want to...
Like that. There's a white
Whereabouts?
There's a white man out there. But it was like...
We'll have to check it by in the bathroom when we get back, really.
Like somebody stuck a pen in me, like...
Yeah, so it's what you wanted, it's what you do it for, innit? You got what you wanted. You got what you wanted.
Jessica, purpose here.
What did it say? Just go?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I had Jessica,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the last thing that's just come through now, Jessica has a purpose here.
Really?
It's interesting, that.
Yeah, it is interesting. Who's Jessica then?
Who is Jessica?
And what's her purpose?
What was her purpose?
Was it Jessica that stabbed Andy in the leg?
Did you
You
just...
still saw that?
Yeah, it is. It's like somebody's... Not a knife, but like somebody's just stuck a pin right in the leg.
Really? Yeah. So, well, that's probably because what you were doing was, I suppose, anti-Christian, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Right, well, that's why then, isn't it?
I just thought I'll see whether I'll get a reaction to it.
Well, that is the way to get reactions, isn't
I
it?
did get a reaction.
That is, yeah, I could tell you. I'll have a look at it when we get back.
I can still feel it.
It's a bit hard to get your trouser leg up right here, to be honest. Yeah, you've probably been scratched or burned or something, but the thing is, if you go poking the fire,
Do you know
you're going to get sparks
somebody's
jumping
got a
out.
pin, and went like that in you. You know, like if you have an injection,
Yeah.
you feel it.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Well, you know what happens? You poke the fire and sparks leap out and singe you, and this is what you know. If you want that, then you're getting what you're asking for. You're getting.
As much as that was going to go, I got the reaction I wanted, so it don't really make no difference to me.
Well, now you know you've got proof that somebody was listening to you and somebody responded to what you were doing.
Somebody's responded to me in a big way.
But do we know who? And so Jessica's come through a couple of times, has it, that name?
Jessica came through, a few other things, and then it just come through again. Jessica has a purpose here.
Okay. See, the thing is,
Who's Jessica?
back in those days, they would have had a lot of spies going between abbeys and palaces, and you know, and they were male and female spies, but they got paid well. And they'd go about in hooded robes, and you wouldn't know whether it was male or female till it turned up and delivered the message, you know, so possibly it's someone like that.
I'm going to be really numb now.
Go on.
This is a Church of England church.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah.
So, it knows.
No. No.
No attempt.
What do you mean, no attempt? No attempt at what?
What do you mean by no attempt? Can you say that again? I didn't quite hear that. You need to tell me a bit more. Who are you? And what was Jessica's purpose? tell me a bit more? Something over. Something. Did you? Can you say that again? And a bit louder.
Well, those plates are not coming for us. That's the good news. Attached.
Attached to. Who's attached? What's attached to?
I thought it said attacked you.
Attacked you?
Attacked you. I think that's what
Attacked
it says, which
Who
means your
attacked
leg,
me?
doesn't it?
Who attacked me?
Andrew. That sounded like Andrew from here.
Who attacked me? I need to know.
Just tell us who.
It's cold yet.
It's cold.
Yeah. We're
Who
gonna have
attacked
to.
me?
We've run out of time now anyway as well. So that's the Westminster Abbey, and I think you've got a response to what you wanted.
Oh yeah.
Sorry I'm jiggling about, I'm just trying to get us straight. Right, so we're going to end it there at the Abbey, and I'm going to check Andy's leg when we get back, to be honest, because you jumped back then. It said attacked, didn't it? We need to do more of this.